Hi, fourth grade, and welcome back to Math. Mr. G here. We're going over some more work for the Syracuse Academy of Citizenship. But if you are at this point for going over questions for Zearn Lesson 1 for Module 6 and then working into Module 6 Lesson 2, that is great. If you are not ready for these things, though, as you have not completed the exit tickets up to this point for Module 7, and you have not completed the Zearn lessons, all of them up to Lesson 14 and through Lesson 14 for the previous module, please pause this immediately and go back and finish those. I can't count those as grades, and I can't count those as work completed until those things are done. And you can't work forward from here until we manually move you to the Zearn lesson. So it's actually impossible to fill this out correctly and to follow the directions correctly if you're not doing those things. If you have any questions with that, please reach out to me or your teachers, and we can clarify or help you if needed. If you are one of the students that are caught up to this point and you're ready to work, please grab something to write with at this time as I go over two of the related questions from the previous exit ticket. Now you can see here I have both the 9/10 plus the blank centimeters equals 1 centimeter, and again 9/10, but as a decimal, centimeters plus blank centimeters equals 1 centimeter. Now, even though 9/10 as a fraction is equal to this 0.9, 9/10 centimeter, they are equivalent, because they're in different formats, this is a fraction and this is a decimal, there's different ways to solve these. So I'm going to show you first how to solve this as a fraction, and then I'm going to show you then how to solve this as a decimal. So I'm going to make sure I have my pencil here. 9/10 plus blank equals 1 centimeter. Well, to find this blank, all I have to do is find the difference, the opposite of addition, subtraction. So I'm going to take my 1 centimeter and I need to subtract 9/10 from it. Okay. Now to subtract from a whole number, you have to put it over 1, make it a fraction. So we have 1 over 1. And we know with our rules with subtraction and addition of fractions, we can't add unlike denominators, so I have to change 1 over 1 into tenths. The best way to do that is to multiply denominator by 10. Oh, sorry about that. I have to multiply the denominator by 10 and the numerator by 10 to convert this into tenths. And I'll rewrite that down here. So I have 10 over 10, subtract 9/10 equals 10 minus 9 is 1 over the denominator of 10. So my answer is 1/10 as a fraction. I'm now going to do the same for my decimal. I need to subtract 1 centimeter, subtract 0.9 centimeters from 1 centimeter to find the difference. However, to do this, I need to put them vertically and not horizontally like I do with fractions. So 1 centimeter over 0.9, and I'm subtracting. Now, I always think about this like it's money. With decimals, it makes life a lot easier for me when I try and conceptualize this or think about this as a concept. And I know that 1 is equal to $1, so I can actually rewrite that with a decimal like this. And there's essentially a 0 here. So now I can subtract. I'm following basic subtraction rules. However, a good first step is to make sure your decimals are lined up. And I'm going to really clean this up for us here and make sure that that decimal is right on top of each other. And then you can just bring it down. And that decimal doesn't move. And now I can solve. So I'm going to subtract from 1 because I need to borrow. So this becomes a 0. This now becomes a 10. Here, I'll do it this way. That way when we're looking at the screenshot later, we're not confused with what Mr. G did. There. 10 minus 9 is 1. 0 minus 0 is 0. You can rewrite this as just 0.1. Which is 1/10. And these are equal, which is very cool. Okay, today's lesson, Zearn Lesson 2 for Module 6. You'll be working with conversions for mixed numbers into decimals improper fractions into decimals, and a number of other things that you're converting. Follow your basic rules for fractions, and now your new rules for decimals to complete that correctly. Again, you cannot complete the exit ticket until you have completed the Zearn lesson. So if you are only on Module 7, Lesson 8, you should not even be looking at this video yet. You should not be completing these exit tickets yet until you've done that. For those of you who have and you're caught up, please reach out for any questions or any help that you need. I'll see you tomorrow.